Hello, everybody. This is Bobby Mills for the Independent.com with another version of Endzone Online. Today we're in Doniphan with head coach Brent Breckner, Doniphan-Trumball High. Glad to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Glad to have you guys.
And I'm just glad to be anywhere during this thing, man.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, we're close to playing some football.
Yeah, excited.
So, how many years have you been here? You took a little break as head coach, so...
I did. I've been at the school for 17 years.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah, I've been here for 17 years. I took a little break in there and was principal for 3 years.
Right.
And yeah, I've been the head coach for, this will be my 10th year of being the head coach.
That's what I thought.
I did 6 and then 3 off, but yeah, I've been here for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that 3 years killed you. Whoa.
Oh, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I tell you what, sometimes going to work and being the assistant and just getting to coach kids.
Well,
it was,
you were on staff.
Yeah, Coach Ed was coaching, and then we worked together. So it was a good system.
Yeah, that's a guy you didn't call a name and run. Ooh, no, he's a rival, huh?
He's at that team down south. Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
right.
Not here anyway. Hey, before we get into it, I don't think I ever asked you who are your biggest influences as far as wanting to be a good football coach growing up, or did you want to be a football coach when you?
You know what? I was pretty fortunate. I had some just outstanding coaches. I mean, when I first decided that maybe I wanted to look into this, I mean, there's some people that are pretty influential for me.
Yeah.
My head high school coach was Walt Olson, and
Walt
was absolutely fantastic. I was kind of a skinny, screwball junior high kid, and he took an interest in me and got me lifting weights, and made me really believe I could be a good football player. And then that kind of went all the way through high school, and then when I got to college, I played at Hastings College. Played for Ross Ells and played for Paul Merkowitz, but probably the biggest influence there was Matt Franzen.
Really?
That was the O-line coach and the OC, and then he did a great job. He's the head coach at Doane, and then is now the AD over there. So had great people. They were great teachers. They taught me a lot, and they were really about developing kids, and that's kind of influenced us here. And then I've had great guys that I've worked with here, and when I first got here, Ron Kubik was the head coach, and Ron's a great guy, and learned a lot from him too.
Well, those are some pretty strong names there.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate to be surrounded by good people, for sure.
Wow. And, of course, when Coach Breckner played for Hastings High, that was the golden years, man. Yeah, they were played some pretty good football back then.
Sure, absolutely.
In fact, maybe this year, too. So.
Oh, yeah, they got some good kids.
Yeah,
Charlie's doing a great
job. I'm excited for him. But,
absolutely.
Right here at Doniphan-Trumball, I wondered, you haven't had a losing season, I don't think, in 10 years.
Yeah, I actually looked back on that. We had one, and we were 4-4, and we lost in the first round of the plaffs. So
regular season.
Yeah, regular season. We'll take it on a technicality for sure. But
but that's. and I ask great programs this all the time. Are you at a point where you can just reload instead of? But you don't have the numbers to say reload properly.
Yeah, here's the deal. Our kids believe in what we do, and they buy into those things, and it's been really good for us. We're doing the same things in the junior high. We've tried to do the same things with our youth football program, so our kids have been playing the same types of schemes, doing the same types of things. And again, what's made it work for us is we've been able to bring kids in and just develop them. We don't always have the kids walking around in the halls. You just go, wow, that kid's a football player. Sometimes, you'll see him and you go, that was the kid that played safety for you, or that was the kid that played, linebacker or whatever it would be. And our kids buy into what we're doing. They do a great job in the weight room. Our coaches, Coach Connor, coaches our defense, is kind of our assistant head coach, does a great job with our defense, does a great job developing kids. Coach Mogilewski, that coaches our O-line, and him and I kind of call plays together. He's just developed some outstanding offensive linemen. And then Coach Sidlacek, that works with our wide receivers and helps me coach linebacker, stuff like that. They've done a great job developing kids, and we sell kids down that a lot. If you come out and you play for 4 years, we'll turn you into a good football player. And we've won a lot of games with kids that maybe other places would have kind of got brushed to the side, and we take a lot of pride in that.
No kidding. Yeah, it's been the successes are pretty evident here. So, have you named everybody on your coaching staff in this last little?
Yes, that's the guy. That's the guys we're working with now. Matt Greathouse is a volunteer assistant. He works for the Army. Army fly Chinooks, and when he's here, he can be here, and he's always just got good perspective on things.
Yeah.
He'll send us stuff. He was deployed a year ago, and he'd send us stuff all the time, and we'd share it with the kids,
Cool.
and it was always good stuff from him. So he's kind of gives us a lot of philosophical things, and just a good guy to have around. He helps us on Friday nights.
Great deal. What was I going to say? I something just slipped my mind, but so we got about the coaching staff, but I ask every other coach this. So I'll ask you what kind of shape, and it's an unfair question. What kind of shape were the kids in when they got back? Were you surprised, not surprised, or say, "Come on, man"?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I think our kids were active. I don't know that they were doing it. They did as much as they could do.
Sure. I mean, yeah, come on.
Yeah, and I think they did a good job adapting. That's what I tell people about all this stuff. Is sometimes us as adults we struggle to adapt more. They came back in, and when they were supposed to, we were early on. We could only have 10 kids in the weight room at a time, so we were running various sessions and try to keep kids apart and follow all the rules. And our kids adapted pretty well. They got going pretty well. Our kids do a nice job in the weight room. They came and they did that. Our kids that got here and when we could start working out and have worked out the whole time, I think they got themselves in pretty good shape. Some of our kids that, maybe had other stuff. That was the crazy thing, is it just smashed everything together.
Sure it did.
Instead of, we had kind of had where we had football camp and then we'd go to a camp, and that was kind of in June.
Yep.
And we could do some of those things where we couldn't do that. We started lifting, and then once we could finally do stuff, well, you had basketball and you had baseball and you had all of it. So, and like I said, our kids adapted well, and, we had to kind of step back and go, hey, regular year, we'd like you here more, we'd like to do this more, but it is what it is, and we just adapt and we change and
kids
kind of go with the flow.
Yeah, kids roll with the punches. That's
Absolutely.
what I like.
No, absolutely.
And good point about adults, because they'll roll more than we will sometimes. Too set in the ways.
Yep.
So, did you have almost 100% attendance in that weight room this summer? Once they start 85, 90?
Yeah, we were kind of all over the place. I mean, like I said, just with everything going on, it was kind of difficult. We had set a schedule and said, hey, here's when we're lifting, here's when we're doing this, and then here's your time off. Well, now these things kind of spilled over into each other. Our attendance was good. If I went back and looked at the percentages, we had guys that missed, things, but when they got there, they got their work in, and some of it got a little screwy with the days that they could be there and when we could get kids in and out. So
they got
did the best we could, but yeah.
Farm community too, man. You don't just.
And then we worked around detasseling, and
Yep.
like I said, when they're here, they do a great job. They work their tails off, and that's all we can ask.
Yep. Quality, not quantity.
Yep.
I mean, it's just. So anyway, tell me about your offense this year. You lose some key people, but once again, I saw some promising stuff last.
Yeah, it's kind of the C2 football, and as you get down into D, you got to adapt, you got to change with what you have, and we lost a lot of our skill players. We're new quarterback, new tailback,
Yep.
three new wide receivers. The biggest thing that was really good for us is we bring back 4 guys that started on the offensive line and 5 guys that had experience playing. And our O-line's been very good. I think you'll see that hopefully be the strength of our team. We'll do some good things at running back, but it might be a few carries here and there. I mean, last year we were pretty fortunate we could hand it to Keith and Stafford
That's
a lot.
Right.
He made us all look pretty smart. And this year it's going to be, these guys are going to make that O-line look good, but it might be 5-10 carries here, 5-10 carries there, and getting it to different people.
By committee, man, bring them along. And I'm just like everybody else. I'm saluting the offensive lines this week on Twitter, and I'm telling you, if that was what do you want when you're starting a football team, that would be the one, man.
No, absolutely.
I take an experienced line.
And that's a group of guys you'd look at it across the board. Those are kids that, like I said, Coach Moog's done a great job just developing. You look at them from where they're at and where they've been, and I mean, they've done a nice job. And we're to the point where it's like, we have a kid that's going to play H for us, Taylor Lautenschlager, and he'd always played O-line. Well, it's really easy to teach him how to block things within the scheme because he's played guard and he's played tackle and he's done all those things. So it'll be good for us. Good guys to run behind him, and so.
Yeah, I wish I could. not anymore. Tell me about the defense now. Do you have more returning on defense than offense, or maybe 1 or 2? Or I can't recall.
I mean, we're returning. We return a lot of our a lot of our D line. Sam Hope's probably the biggest returner on defense. He started at linebacker for us, and then Aiden King, which is our leading returning receiver, he'll also return on defense. Played a lot of defense for us last year, and we returned some of our defensive line, Taylor Lautenschlager, and some of those guys. But a lot of new faces there. A lot of new faces in the secondary. The one that is a returner is Drake Belleville. That was a great corner for us. Tough kid. He'll play some tailback along with Blake Dedamore. But Drake's a really good corner. And Blake Dedamore's probably going to be our leader as far as rushing goes to begin with. And then, but bring back a lot of talent. Miles Sad that didn't start but played here and there.
Yeah.
Play quarterback for us. Was obviously a great kid on the basketball team for us, and they'll play in the secondary. So bring a lot back. I mean, it's the nice thing is I feel like on defense they've done it for so long, they get very locked into what we're doing, and we got to get some kids, bring some kids along in the secondary. But Coach Connor does a great job of getting those guys ready to play and putting them in a good position to make plays.
And I bet the seniors help out too, as far as experience back there helping the young kids. But when I was at that Centennial playoff game, the comments I heard on the sideline, where does this team, what do they do for tackling drills? Because they are so solid. Boy, I saw some vicious hits, especially from the defensive backs. Belleville, one of them, but of course the linebacker. But what do you guys do to? I mean, they're so fundamentally sound in the tackling. That just always has impressed me here.
We spend a lot of time on it. Even when we don't have pads on, we're working on tackling type drills. Where we're working on shooting our hands. Even if we're in just shells or just shoulder pads, we'll tackle bags. We'll do stuff like that.
I wondered,
We teach our guys, find ways to get them on the ground. We've done some of the heads up tackling. We'll do some gator tackling where we'll tackle low on people and roll them to the ground. And we spend a ton of time on it. I coach the linebackers. We spend a ton of time on tackling. Spend a ton of time working on our hands, stuff like that. I mean, that's the nice thing when you get your kids comfortable and that's something I think we do very well. Is we get our kids comfortable in a scheme, so when the ball is snapped, they can react, and then it's just reacting and tackling and stuff like that. But we do. I mean, every day we're working tackling with every group. We spend a lot of time because that's football. It's blocking and tackling, and that's what it's all about.
Realize that, folks. Yeah,
that's what you want to learn about, and that's that's what we talk about. With our youth kids and even our junior high kids, scheme and all that stuff's great, but make sure you learn how to block. Make sure you learn how to tackle.
But the reacting to the snap is what I'm amazed at. And it's just, well, this group is good. But then you get the next group, they do the same thing. They're off, they're headhunters, they know where that ball is all the time. So something's got to be working, man.
Our kids do a great job preparing, too. We try to give them as much as we can, but our kids do a great job. They watch a lot of film, that good. Hopefully when we see stuff, when they come out in a formation here and there, you got a good idea. You know what plays are coming, and then and again, we spend a ton of time reading our keys. We spend a ton of time on get-offs with our defensive line, making sure we shoot hands. And it's that fundamental stuff. And, like I said, we're very blessed. I talked about the coaches that I had that were great teachers. I feel like our coaches are great teachers.
Good.
And that really helps out because that's what it's about. It's about teaching and giving kids feedback and developing kids.
And keep that coaching staff intact.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So tell me about your district. I'm not certain. I think I know a couple of the teams, but
sure. Yeah, it's tough as it always is.
Not Sutton this year.
It
right?
is, yeah, it is Sutton this year.
You have Sutton.
We still got Sutton.
Well, I'm thinking of Wood River Shell.
Yeah,
they're C1,
Yeah, so that's always a big one for us.
Gosh.
You know what I mean?
St. Cecilia in it?
St. Cecilia's in it, yeah.
They never change it.
No, it's bounced a couple of times, but it's usually the usual suspects. So, that's always, Coach Raymer does a great job of Sutton. They're always tough. That's actually the last game of the year, so
you want to play them first, kind of,
I don't know. He's always got a trick up his sleeve, so first is always tough. But at the end of the year, we'll kind of know where we're at, and can just go see what happens.
Another playoff.
It's always great football there. St. Cecilia's in that district as well. Sandy Creek just continues to get better and better, and they're growing.
Yes.
So it'll be a tough district. Got to come out and compete well. And
what's your out-of-district schedule look like? A St. Pat's or North
It's all over the place. Yeah, we play St. Pat's. We open here with St. Pat's.
That's a great opener.
We play Gibbon.
Much improved.
Yeah, much improved. Do a nice job there. We play Bishop Newman. Yeah.
Well, I missed that
yeah,
one.
play Bishop Newman.
There or here?
It's here. It's here.
Wow.
Next year will be a lot of travel. This year, not so much.
Well, that's good.
And then play Wood River, and then we also play Ord out of district. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it'll be.
Didn't I put on your thing? Did you have to scold the NSAA for that? My God, or Newman. St. Pat's.
That's that's.
What did I do?
I tell you what, I will give the NSA props. I do not want to be the person in charge of all that scheduling, so they do the best they can, and you know what? You come out and you compete, and
takes them a month, man.
And that's what you got to do. So I don't envy them for what they have to do as an AD. Scheduling is a pretty difficult thing. So
you guys ought to be tougher than nails by the time.
We'll be battle tested. Yeah, for sure.
What do you think? Unfair question to close here. You think we'll get through this year okay?
I hope so. I mean, that's what we tell our kids. We talk about it. You know, we got the mask on.
Yeah.
We're going to do everything, and we've been telling our kids all summer, we're going to do anything we can do to make sure that they get a football season. If it's shortened, if we miss a game, if we have to adjust stuff, let's get out and play some football. It was really tough to see what happened last spring and those kids losing out on the proms and the graduations and all those things that had to look different and losing their spring season. So we're trying to tell our kids, and we tell them in class, anything we can do to make sure we keep it as normal as possible, anything we can do to make sure that we're able to participate. That's what we're trying to do. And we talk a lot around here. We tell our kids, hey, you got to do your job, whether that be as a linebacker or a quarterback or a wide receiver. Well, part of your job is making sure you stay safe, keeping your teammates safe, and doing everything we can just to take care of ourselves so we can play some football.
Yeah, when you go to a football game, mask up, and all that good stuff. And I think we're doing it right in this state.
Absolutely.
The college level's a tough thing, but we can do it on the high school level.
Absolutely.
Let's play some football.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
It's always great talking to Coach Breckner here at Doniphan-Trumball. Wish them the best of luck. I don't think they need it, but it ought to be interesting. So you open up on the 28th, right, a week from this coming Friday. North Platte St. Pat's comes here. Dodson's always got a great team at Christmas. It ought to be a great battle.
Absolutely.
I think I might be here myself. So, all right, once again, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us over. So until next time on Endzone Online, for Carissa Suka behind the camera, this is Bobby Mills. We'll see you then.